I was watching the first game over the weekend, Baylor, Houston, and I thought, this isn't entertaining. And then I waded through Miley Cyrus, and then I thought, okay, now let's see if UCLA can hang in there for a little while. It's one of the larger spreads we've ever had for an underdog in March Madness in the Final Four. I think it tipped off at around 14 and a half point underdog, but UCLA went at Gonzaga, had them on the ropes, and Jalen Suggs came to the rescue. I brought it up. I know I bring it up every tournament. When it comes to teams winning championships, there is always one game where you're not quite sure, and you had that game against UCLA. You want to see what happens when they need to produce something in that moment. Not you're blowing out everybody by double digits. And Gonzaga has been doing that for the last 2 years. They needed a moment. They got a moment with Jalen Suggs. There were so many things, so many moments where it just felt like UCLA was holding on for dear life, that we were going to see Gonzaga be Gonzaga. But give credit to Mick Cronin and that UCLA Bruin team. And there's 50 seconds to go. They're down 5, and I thought, okay, this is it. Then they get a 3. Then they tie it up. And what was interesting is when UCLA got the basket to tie it, Mark Few had a timeout. And I loved that he didn't take the timeout. Because if you know what you're supposed to do and who is supposed to do it, don't take a timeout. And it was get it in quickly, and they got it to Suggs. Suggs got a great open look there and banked it in. But instead of saying, hey, call a timeout, now I let UCLA regroup. I like that UCLA thinks they're going into overtime. And, you're kind of playing that way. And then all of a sudden you see that it's Suggs and he's got a chance, and then it's too late. This is how it sounded. Jim Nantz will join us a little bit later on. This was Jim Nantz's call with the game on the line.
Again with the ball in his hands, in the paint, floater, short, got it back, ties it with 3. Gonzaga has time to do something. Suggs for the win. Oh, yes! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! The perfect season remains on go.
It's 3 seconds. That excitement, the exhilaration, when you're UCLA or UCLA fan and you see that you got to put back and you're going to go into another overtime. It's 3 seconds. Here is the call by Gonzaga on IMG Radio.
To the right side of the floor, defended by Kispert now. Drives, leans in, the runner comes up short. Juzang though rebounds and puts it in. We're tied at 90. 3 seconds left. Here's Suggs the other way. Pull up 3 for the win. Yes! 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 Of the championship game. He knocked it from 40 at the buzzer. Yes!
By the way, the voice you heard, aside from the play-by-play voice, the yes! That's the former Gonzaga great Adam Morrison, who will join us coming up a little bit later on. Here is the UCLA call.
Juzang with 8, with 7, gets to the elbow, a floater, line drive, no, gets his own rebound, scores off the glass, 3.3 to go. Here's Suggs at midcourt, 2, 1, a 32-footer. Oh my goodness, he banked it in. Gonzaga has won the game.
Wow.
Cry in your pillow. Unbelievable. Suggs hit a runner, bank shot going home. The Bruins are going home.
3 seconds. That's all it is. That's all it took. You're going to go into another overtime, and it's 3 seconds. And you're thinking, we're going to go into overtime here, double overtime. We've survived. Now we'll take our chances in another overtime here. 3 seconds. That's all it took. Now, there are varying degrees of game-winning shots. Like, what's at stake? If you miss the shot, you go home. Like Christian Laettner's shot against Kentucky, that was an Elite Eight game. If he doesn't make the shot when Grant Hill throws the ball to him, they go home. A lot of these shots that have taken place in March Madness, or you get to the Final Four, it's tie ball game. Less pressure with a tie ball game. I think Chris Jenkins, the Villanova shot, I believe the game was tied Michael Jordan, when he hits the game-winning shot against Georgetown. I think the game is tied there as well. I told McLovin, just look back on these, great games. Mario Chalmers, was that game tied? I think we think of the shot and you go, oh, the shot. Like Keith Smart with the jumper against Syracuse. Was Indiana down when he hit that shot? But I do know that Leitner, that was an Elite Eight game. And if he doesn't hit that shot, then they go home. Yeah, McLevin.
Even though it was Saturday night, I've already forgot in my head that the game was tied with Gonzaga.
Yes.
Your brain just makes them all game winners.
Yes. But you got to win the national title, because I go back to Julio Jones had an unbelievable catch in the Super Bowl against the Patriots and would have led to the game-winning field goal if they had stayed in field goal range. And they would have won. Javon Kearse had an unbelievable catch for Seattle in the Super Bowl against Jermaine Kearse against the Patriots, where he's on his back and all of a sudden the ball's bobbling and he catches it, but they don't score the touchdown. If David Tyree doesn't make that catch, or if Plexico Burress doesn't score the touchdown after the David Tyree catch, it's just a footnote. It's like, oh yeah, remember Tyree caught the ball with his helmet. But Plexico Burress scores the game-winning touchdown. Therefore, that's, maybe the greatest catch we've ever seen in Super Bowl history. But what's at stake when you make those shots is really important. It's like Bill Buckner had the error in 1986, Game 6 of the World Series. So you still had a Game 7. The United States, when they beat the Soviet Union, that was in the semifinals. That was not for the gold medal. But you kind of forget sometimes. You just remember that moment. And people probably think that was Game 7 of the World Series, or that was for the gold medal by the United States team, the Miracle on Ice. Yes, McLevin.
I had no idea Buckner, they had another game.
Yeah.
I completely forgot. I'll tell you one game. Joe Carter's homer off the Phillies. I know the Phillies didn't get another game. That was when he hit Mitch Williams. But you're right that I had no idea. My mind forgets.